Hey everyone, happy Tuesday, welcome to the stream. How's everybody holding up? Sorry about the delay. Before we started, like literally before we started, I had a whole pile of technical difficulties, so yep. Let me know if everything looks fine, if anything starts sounding or looking weird. And without further ado, we will hop in to catch up on the last time. Hello Yash, how are you holding up? Good to see you as always. How's it been? How's the week so far? Ready to go investigate? On day 3, I believe this should be our final investigation of the case. But, again, still not done. Still 4 days case. So yeah, get ready. Today might be a long one once again. The delay didn't really help. Load? Yes. Here we go. So, last time we figured out that the murder at the police place actually obviously wasn't real because you can't kill the same person twice in different spots, as a matter of fact. We have figured out that one of the ex-investigators was the one who was involved in the staged murder, the not real dead person. And apparently that his brother was one of the killings, one of the victims in the SL9 incident. So there's that. And also that the prosecution has actually resorted to evidence fabrication in order to convict the killer. So yeah, things are very murky and very, odd, and the plots are thickening. Audio and video is good so far? Good. Wonderful. So, that being said, let's go. February 24th, 3:12 p.m. Write and call law offices. God, please. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about the killings. But me. Yep. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. Oh yeah, and Emma's name was on the case file as well. Or whatever. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all these in the files. Joe Dark's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. Yes, the brother of the cowboy guy. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me! What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. Okay, hold up. Before we get into the meat and potatoes. Looks like it's cleaning day again at the hotel. Yep, still opening the branch. God, the bellboy was staring right at me. He looks wimpy, but you can tell there's a sharp edge under that facade. That bellboy is going to be someone someday. Or someone would say that about me. Charlie? How's he? Looks like a yellow today. Oh, I watered him just now. I mixed in a lot too. Mixed in what? Why, my very own scientific additive. Well, Charlie, you like it? I told you it's turning yellow! Damn it. I don't think they've changed anything about these since last time. Steel Samurai. Yep, strange looks from the clients. Everyone's getting headaches and food aches from these. Yep, it's still the same. Still the same desk. She has a math test. Oh, she's actually testing! Or studying, rather. If that's what they're teaching in high school math, we're in serious trouble. Okay, talk? SL9 incident, let's go. It appears it happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, usual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner tonight together once she finished her work. And suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. Dramatic. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture? Tell us about the picture. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, you've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it all was over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grow up, I become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. Obviously. A lot, actually. I remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. More. Something puzzling? There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly! Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective. I'd better have another talk with her. Yep. Anything we haven't talked about yet in all of this thing? I think this is new. Like, this is what we've gotten during the last hearing. We owe our entire success in court today to this tape. At first I thought it was a joke, but it turned out to be a goldmine of evidence. I counted a total of 5 clues in it. It also gave the Blue Badger some publicity. Yep. Of negative sort, that is. Nope. Poor Blue Badger can't catch a break. It seems everything is somehow related to this incident. What was it labeled again? The SL9 incident? Yes, the name of everyone connected to this trial is listed in here. All that's left is to figure out just what role everyone plays in this case. If we search hard enough, I think we find our answers. What exactly did or didn't Lana do? I'm not sure I want to know everything. Well, tough, because we're going to find out, hopefully. Hopefully we're not gonna get stuck too much as well. February 24th, Detention Center Visitor's Room. There she is. Lana! Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But, Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana? Emma told me about you. Oh. About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. Ah, that's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about what that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. I'm not sure showing her anything right now will make any difference, so let's just talk. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's true. It's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife? Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. Where do we even start here? 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detective investigating Dark. Why do you keep confusing the two? Must be uncharted brain. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you're telling us. First scene. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office, shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to the office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her after all her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Tell us more about Detective Lana Skye. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing! They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant, he was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filled. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right, quite a coincidence, I don't buy it. Oh, what are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident, just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago! At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he changed completely. I've heard, so have you. I guess he wasn't convinced that with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Maybe we should. But also, let's take a look at a couple new additions with you as well, maybe? Attorneys and prosecutors have no business showing evidence outside court. It's taboo, especially when the interests of both parties are involved. She really means it. Lana... Now, what about this thing that, you sold poor Gumshoe to get for us? No? Still nothing? Taboo, she says. Oh. Okay. Let's get a closer look on this again, I suppose, since we opened it by accident. Okay, SL9. Perpetrator, Joe Dark. Crime, serial murder. Sentence, death. Victims, Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Trial data, head prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth. Witnesses, Lana Skye, Emma Skye. Investigation Task Force, Executive Investigators, Damon Gant, Lana Skye. Head Investigator, Bruce Goodman. Investigators, Jake Marshall, Angel Starr. Okay then, where else can we move? In that case... back to the underground parking lot? Do you wager, Miss Starr is still there? With her, big box of lunches, waiting for us to offer more. February 24th, Prosecutor's Office, underground parking lot. No one's here today, not even Miss Starr. Suspicious. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on that day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway on our case. But instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Yeah, but should we still click through all of this for I don't know how many of time? A ladder. That's actually a step ladder. Yep, scientific proof. I'm not sure if there's anything else showed up in here, although this is the true crime scene. Yep, phone is still not working. Sorry, I was having a little drinky. The ads should be running any moment now too. Door's still locked. This is entrance and or exit from the parking lot. Debate. Debate if Mr. Relativity was German or not. She was probably not wrong about the guard place. The guy went to get her coffee. Yada yada. A divider. So this is the famous divider? It sure helped us knock the hole in that testimony yesterday. Come to think of it, this divider helped our case more than the actual witness. The Great Divider, a chip off the old parking block. It's just a wall, scientifically speaking. Yep, still same old. A block, The prosecutor's place. The car. Why did she choose the car? What model is it? I don't know. Still waiting for a definitive answer from all the guys in the chat. That's where we found that note. 221 SL9, the SL9 incident. A case that was due for transferal the day of the murder. I never knew the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Everyone in this case played some part in the incident. This has to be more than just sheer coincidence. The outline. Yep, definitely killed by the door being closed. Just clicking through everything because they once again removed all the ticks. She's going to hurt herself trying to climb the fence. Yep, same old. Sustaining even more injuries. Let's look at the barrels one more time, for good measure. Or should I say oil drum? Just going to hurt herself even more kicking it. Okay. Nothing new here, it doesn't look like. Can go to Edgeworth's. Wonder if he's in this time. Hi, prosecutor's office, room 1202. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee again. He took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. I honestly don't feel like clicking through all of your shit again, I'm sorry. Police department entrance? February 24, police department entrance. Oh, well howdy to you too. Oh, Mr. Marshall! I never thought things will turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Yep, not gonna try and butcher that even. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Faye, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But, Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Ads? Oh no. Okay. Waiting for the ads to pass, everybody. Hydration check, posture check, food check, mess check, all of that stuff. Do a strength check if you have to, just do them. And so shall I. A lot of ads lately, huh? 2 ads even, wow. Twitch is really cracking down on all of y'all who weren't getting ads for a long while. Alright, back to it. Why do prosecutors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Dark trial. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there is a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us.
The scars that the SL9 incident left behind.
Scars. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Excuse me. Every detective involved in that investigation, save me, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They?
What are you talking about?
Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Uh-huh. The investigation lead Damon Gant and his second-in-command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on force who hadn't heard of the duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that you mention it, Emma said something like that too.
Tell me, what happened to my sister?
Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. Prosecutor Marshall? I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. Hello, Natalia. Welcome to the stream. How are you holding up? How was the bird walking? Hope all's good. It was our first case together.
How old was he, your brother?
He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the... this thing again. King of Prosecutors. I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother.
The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as...
That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence for the case, so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered and the evidence locker was empty. So there you have it. And that's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. And he's gone. In perpetual exhaustion and Burb is fine? Well, I'm sorry about the first thing, and Glad for the latter. Criminal Affairs Department? February 24th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. This place is always pretty empty, but today is deserted.
That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes.
Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media and tomorrow's trial, there is more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those.
Sir? We'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office.
Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor.
Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything.
Hey, you're right. You can go in there. It's off limits. Emma! Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to Chief's office.
We're just going to close our ears and go la 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 about that last part. What is this guy up to today? That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. That's it. The villain used a time machine. Very clever indeed. That would explain the alibi. The future might not be so far away after all. He's not writing a report, he is writing a novel. Still, another one perhaps? That must be the chief of detectives. He is staring at the screen so hard it might shatter. What? Dark case may have been fabricated? That's what I thought all along. I just never bothered to tell anyone. Now there's a guy who cares about his work. Yep. How's our blue badger? So this is the police mascot, isn't it? The blue badger. Yep.
The design's a little changed from the ones outside.
Ah, well, the dancing blue badger TM is still under development, you see.
You have it trademarked?
Yep. Just very now. At all. I just now realized that we didn't looked at the badger outside after everything that's happened last time. The blue badger is still writhing around today. Yep. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing about the crazy, about like crazy since the other day.
Can I take out his batteries?
Yep, this again. Anything else from these jokers? Look, the patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. So I cuff the lout, alright? Then you know what he says? Are you a moron? I'm an undercover agent! Oh man, I hate it when that happens.
I guess he wasn't saluting, he was just listening to how his friend messed up.
They make a good pair. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get into that office. And surely we're not going to get ourselves in trouble of any kind. Right? Oh my. Now that's an office. February 24th, Police Department. Chief's office. Now we know what's with the music. Whoa! Where am I?
In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door.
Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it?
Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten.
What kind of kindergarten did you go to?
They used to call me Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius until they tried to
do whatever.
I never could remember where C was.
Hmm? You alerted him. Good job. Oh, it's you two! Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. Yep. So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? Can you please stop asking about swimming? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since the incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? Sure do. That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it. Photo at the award ceremony of Gant, Lana, and Neil. I don't know, it seems like it has an extra part in it, doesn't it? Like there's a sword that's not on the current version or something? Broke off or whatever? Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together.
Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Yep.
Looks like we aren't welcome.
It seems that case isn't over with yet, after all.
What do you mean?
Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there.
You mean like a clue?
There's got to be a way to we can get inside the chief's office. Oh, we'll have to snoop, all right. We in Resi? Yep, I can tell. Why you'd say that? Absolutely not suspicious, nope. And he did say, oh, I'm not keeping any secrets. No secrets at all. Mm-hmm. Absolutely none. Check. We can't look at anything with a magnifying glass or anything. Could this have been the murder weapon? Very you know, inconspicuous? Or maybe even the chipped sword, just like the evidence knife. Also very suspicious. Also this urn that we also have, that also is missing a piece in it and is covered in blood now. Everything is very, very suspicious. Suspiciousier and suspiciousier. Back to the office. Wanna look at the photo together? No, not like that. Like this. Here, see this? No. Back. Anything new to talk about? Nope. Move. Is Lana back? Present? The picky? Nope. Still nothing. Great. Okay. Let's poke our noses into every possible hole that we can and hope that something shows up. Prosecutor's office. Is Edgeworth back? Nope. Well, good. Love it when that happens. Oh, something's happening. Crime Affairs Department. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt.
From sitting so long?
Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He is under fire from both the police department and prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. That sounds serious.
Is it because of what my sister said?
That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood.
Yikes.
Okay, Gumshoe. Let's talk it out. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lansky is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who didn't like him. But now, with this...
Are there really so many people who hate him?
In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There is no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey Dick, keep up the good work! Yes, sir! Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir! You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir! It seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all the pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. The incident. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean... when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl.
Me.
It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forgot. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress.
Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory.
Yeah, but we gotta talk about Dark's crimes first. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. Businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car.
With his car? So it was an accident.
An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal.
An animal?
He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who saw the thing. A kid walked by them just... so he killed them too. My god, Gumshoe, slow down. A jogger came up to the scene and he killed them as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered the final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily, Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness. Also known as Emma. Okay, wanna look at any of this stuff with me? Let me share a little advice with you as a detective. If you don't have a clue, keep your trap shut. I'll, keep that in mind. Sheesh. But do you really not know anything about this? I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. To think people are accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal.
You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth?
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal while it was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose. But Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Dark's guilty. What about this photo? Nope, nothing. Well, then keep your trap shut, or whatever. About this, though. Hey, that's it! As the king of prosecutors award, Mr. Edgeworth got on that day. Yep. Nothing new, I guess.
I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken?
Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. He forgot. He forgot. Okay, let's move again. Wherever the heck. They'll let us. At the very least. Nothing new. Edgeworth, are you back yet? No. I need to talk about with you. Did he add anything new to... Oh, oops, wrong key. Well, now we have a screenshot. Hold up. Did he add anything to that thing, I wonder? No, still 4 pages. Because I was kind of hoping that when we talked about it, he did actually had an addendum. Oh yeah, we had to show him the knife to jog his memory, but also, let's look at this for a quick sec. Will we notice a familiar name now that we know?
There's a metal plate here.
Looks like the names of previous recipients. Von Karma, yeah. Yep, he is amazing. Nothing about Marshall, okay. Well, now that I've realized that I've made an oopsie, let's go back to police department. Criminal affairs. Present. This sussy knife. There you go. About this. Hey, is that... It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in the locker.
On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler.
That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again!
Let's hurry up. The clock's ticking. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? He forgot. That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it too.
But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right?
That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken.
You don't have to take a good look to notice that.
Yeah, well anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in.
Where was it?
The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. It was down to the last fiber.
That's pretty conclusive.
Neil's autopsy report, better be updated, stabbed in the back, died from punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. The broken tip was found in the victim's body, belonged to murderer Joe Drake. Dark. Fuck! Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it doesn't concern the chief. Does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered.
The chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay.
Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door.
What? Really?
But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust.
Breach of trust?
Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you.
How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's.
That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died.
Oh.
So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into the office.
I wonder if there's something we can show him that would make him change his mind.
A scrumptious steak, perhaps? Isn't that what he was craving the other day? We ended up giving it to Marshall instead. Should we go back to the parking lot and hope for the best? Damn it! Now where the heck else can I find her? I wonder if we have whatever we need to show him already. Nothing new with her. Oof. Criminal affairs. Still here. Entrance. Maybe Edgeworth's back or some. No. Room 1202. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet.
There he is! It looks like he's writing something.
What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me?
Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you.
That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Forged evidence. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it's all, That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust bond. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I take pride in my work, so tell me why. There is nothing but a heartbreak. Why was it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep his kind of emotion bottled up. Tomorrow's trial? Are you up for the trial tomorrow?
First last year's trial, now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's why my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as the most. That's odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of that investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture, something seems strange about it. Yeah? Sure did. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered. You were participating in the ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends. Clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. The screwdriver? Take something back? Yep. This. Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Well, that being said, can I show you this also? It seems everything in the case is designed to cast doubt on me. Hey, don't look at me. Yes, I went into the evidence room on that day of the crime. Chief Gant asked me to do something. To take evidence from a case solved 6 months ago back to the prosecutor's office. I have a locker in there as well. Did you notice anything amiss when you were in the evidence room? That room's always dark and I was in a hurry. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Okay, well that's unfortunate. You could have really helped us. There. Well, let's look at this together. This picture was hanging on the wall of Chief Gant's office. I guess we took a photo of it. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. Ah, I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There is a story behind its design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award based on. Okay. Do you want to talk about it? This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though, for Emma's sake? Very well. I don't know it. Tell it for mine as well. Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant.
One day, he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield of armor. The second was shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute.
Objection!
Those claims contradict each other! Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard the story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of the items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words, but it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if the results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. And so have I. Have you too, chat? That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Very suspicious indeed. Chief Gant. 2 years ago, the halberd was removed at Gant's behest, giving it its current form. It's getting more and more suspicious. You know, it wouldn't hurt if you put this up somewhere, like on a shelf. That has no meaning for me anymore. What do you mean anymore? That's who I was last year. Oh, what good is it to dwell on the past? He's asking me? He's asking me? Why can't he just accept it graciously? Actually, something's been troubling me about this shield. Look, do you notice anything different? Different? Yeah, don't you remember? The other shield in the court record. I guess I'd better present this other shield. And the court record, you say? Which one? This one? That one? This one? We have so many court records, I don't know. Anymore. Incident files? Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright! Mr. Edward just told you no in a very stylish manner. Whose side she's on? Maybe you should just show him my best evidence? Autopsy report? No. Do I really need to show him anything else? We already talked about this. Yep. I'm going to go through the whole story again? No? Good. Can I examine? What is this? I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edward is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out of the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. First, let me see what the girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? Letter of... If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says, letter of resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died. But, Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh, I think you're serious.
Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something.
This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for anything. Edgeworth's discarded letter of resignation is serious. You wanna talk about it? What would Steel Samurai do, for fuck's sake? Why do you keep... Well, I guess F12 is close to backspace. But why today, of all days? What if I look at this again?
He won such a prestigious award. Why would he just leave it on the couch?
Yeah, you'd think he'd want to show it off more than the giant Steel Samurai. What is it?
This is the King of Prosecutors Award, right?
Of course it is. You know that.
I saw something today that looked just like it somewhere.
Something that looked like that.
Yeah, only different. Now, where was that?
She's right. Something is amiss here. Maybe I should show Edgeworth that item. Haven't we already? Would this trigger anything new if I showed it now? Doesn't care anymore. Whatever. It's indifferent. The other shield and the court record. But, I think it's just this, right? We're dancing around this whole thing. In circles. They say where there's smoke, there's fire. Apparently I was so caught up in the smoke, I lost sight of the truth. Edgeworth. The others are right. I have no right to serve as a prosecutor.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you were only doing your job!
I have always made my own decisions about what I can or cannot do. That hasn't changed. Forgiving myself is something I cannot do. Uh-oh, I think you're serious.
Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something!
This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for anything. Let's look at this also. Name of deceased, Neil Marshall, 27, male. Date and time of death, February 19th, between 7 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Cause of death, single stab wound, piercing heart/lung. Assessment, died from blood loss in under 10 minutes. Weapon found in wound was missing tip. That's it. Okay. What else? What else? What if we show him this again? Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Anything new if I look at it again? Can't look at the tip specifically. Should we go somewhere else, I wonder? At this juncture? I'm not sure if we... Oh! I guess it was time to go. Underground parking lot. Excuse me. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Miss Star, I guess she's out of lunchboxes. I think I know exactly who I'm going to offer that to. Certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't be all attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Miss Star's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Anything new to say?
Joan Dark, that's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell.
You mean because of his brother's death?
They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate.
Her?
Lana Skye.
My sister!
The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course they were led by that legendary duo.
Lana and Chief Gant!
After case closed?
That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out.
You mean with the forging of the evidence?
Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. It seems our team never found its items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret.
But you don't have proof anything illegal was done.
I am proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor.
Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor.
Nothing's quite as simple as it appears.
Huh?
Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter.
She was being used. Being used? Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she?
Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence.
Chief?
That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control. And then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office.
What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred?
If he could control chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along.
But how could he control Lana?
I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change.
At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr.
You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been.
Wanna talk about legendary duos some more?
Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation, with Lana second in command. They were the best.
They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they?
Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal.
His magnetism?
By that, I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled.
Incredible evidence? You mean...
Oh yes, there were rumors about him, and even back then. No one dared confront him, though.
I take it she's talking about forged evidence.
Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her.
Really?
Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake.
Mr. Marshall.
When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would ever have recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Star. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that?
Well, didn't we kinda sorta already figure that out? Please tell me I have a stake. No! I have nothing to give to Gumshoe! It was a bait. It seems even more and more that he's killer or something? Potentially so. Or, very closely related to the killer, perhaps. Guess we'll have to figure it out soon. Anything else? Wanna talk about this, maybe?
I don't have anything else to tell you. Miss Star! The only thing I can give you now is a poppy seed rice set.
Talk about sheep.
Eat this and maybe you'll be able to tell black from white in court tomorrow.
Well, where is it? Gimme it! I wonder if I should bring this up as well, since it's on the picture to Edgeworth, that is. Well, he's probably going to huff and puff about it, as usual. And with this, nothing to tell me. Just gonna bait me with that. Nope, still nothing. But I'm pretty sure I know who's gonna get a pretty strong reaction if we showed him the letter of resignation. Guess we're heading back to police department. Detective Gumshoe, it's probably not what you expected for me to show you. But here it is. Oh, you're back. You're still here. I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ.
You're a DJ as well?
If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey.
Oh, that DJ.
I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. Again, good read me.
There's got to be something we can do to make the detective change his mind.
Can I read this myself? I can examine it instead.
Due to recent events, I hereby announce my resignation as public prosecutor.
He really wrote a resignation letter.
Wow, even when resigning, Mr. Edgeworth is cool and concise. Still, it wasn't his fault.
Someone has to be held responsible. That's how it is in the grown-ups world.
Yeah, but that responsibility means nothing if he just quits.
Well, not everyone sees it that way.
To truly take responsibility, you should have to work the rest of your life for no pay.
That's one thought grown-up world. That's one tough grown-up world there. Again, good read me. My brain can't process sentences today, I'm sorry. What's that crumpled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they've pushed him this far.
Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible.
When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence, but we betrayed him.
Detective?
That's it. I've made up my mind.
But...
Here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out...
They
they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report.
Look at me. It's no secret I'm already off the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. A police department ID card allows access to areas of the PD open to detectives. Oof. Want to talk about it some more before we move on? Nope. Well, makes sense. Okay then. Can go straight to Chief's office. Again, I'm thinking about showing that urn to Edgeworth because it was on the photo, but it's probably not going to do anything. Not now, anyways. To Chief's office, I guess. February 24, Police Department. Chief's office.
Here goes, Mr. Wright. We're in! If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner!
Sorry, that was me, not her. I mean, Nick. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. It happened again.
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Well... Hey, don't do that to my card! What did I do to the card? I hardly ever got a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now.
You really don't want to get fired, don't you?
Not if we're lucky. Now, come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. New dialogue? You betcha. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's?
Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago.
Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. Ads? Okay. Maybe it's time to hydrate once again. What do you guys think? I think that is actually a very good time to do that, so do it! While we listen to these beautiful stylings of the pipe organ in the background. Wonder if he's got the recording playing when no one's actually playing the instrument. Tea is nice. And back. Okay. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us to... he told us so himself at New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see.
So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk?
No one except Chief Gant. And the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Well, we'll see about that. Can I ask you something? Sure? You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes? I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask?
You don't think? Nah, you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on! Not so fast, buddy! Huh? What is it? When someone tells you, don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal! You don't just let it go at that. Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think... Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you?
What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do you think of him?
Chief Gant, so it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. Yet. There you go, ignoring me again. Okay, let's just snoop already. And address the elephant. First things first. The chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally, we hear him playing it from the Criminal Affairs Department. That's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. When a detective screws up, the chief calls them to this office and makes them listen to the organ for hours. Wow, what is this, Guantanamo Bay?
What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul.
After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for ringing in their ears. So it's an instrument of punishment. Literally.
But aren't the chief's ears affected?
He never listens to anyone anyway. That's beside the point. Well then, could this be the murder weapon, actually? Now that that came to light? If only there was a parrot around. Parrot. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so.
It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it.
Yep. A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. I do? Could it be any of the numbers on that slip of paper that we found? Or do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birth date? It's... No. Not actually. I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Is it... How do I control this? 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7? First try, baby! Bingo.
What number did you enter?
Whose birthday was it, pal? 777777. The final ID card number on that record.
What?
The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 777777? That ID number? I think you're 17 shy this time. This one can only mean one thing. That Chief Gant's ID number.
Say, anyone care to look inside?
Yeah? Why didn't we? Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away?
Look, it's a...
Aha! A shard from a broken cup. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? Let me guess. It has fingerprints on it.
There's something else in there, too.
Fingerprints! What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth.
This is a handprint, isn't it?
Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, it was just a thought.
Is that it? This is all that was in the safe?
Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard of a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great, now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to SL9 incident?
Come on, there's got to be something we can show the detective.
Yeah, but I'm not done snooping yet, though.
Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk.
Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you two! Chief Gant. He put the paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence. In most cases, this list runs twice as long as this, though.
Hey, look at the case name.
Huh? SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what? No, about the evidence list. Normally they're twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here?
I knew it! The chief must be hiding something about that case!
It would appear so. List of evidence in the SL9 incident was ripped in half, so this part is all I've got. We gotta bring it to Edgeworth! Like the combination some idiot would have on his luggage in regards to 77777.
Yeah.
No clues here. Then why is it still unmarked?
Oh, look at the size of the desk!
We found this inside the drawer. A list of evidence from the SL9 incident.
Mr. Edgeworth had the other half of the list.
What would this list be doing here? We'd better look a little more into this list. Yes, but I gotta keep looking. Can't even... Is this a phone? Can't even comment on this extravagant design? This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons? Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayers' dollars must have gone into this room?
What? You mean we're paying for this? That said, I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes.
You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh, be careful of what you say. Who knows? The chief might be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think it fit in there.
Even if he did, he'd better be able to get back out.
Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Can we look at the window?
You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. If you were to drop that suit of armor...
At first the chief wanted to use stained glass for this window.
Really? Why didn't he?
They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view.
Oh.
Stained glass or not, it's a huge window. I mean, there's a bit of stained glass over at the top. Better than nothing, right? Okay. Now for the second half. This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy.
Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner.
There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They're the stuff of legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her, or in memory of the crime? Meditate on this. These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the shelf.
Hey! This is when Lana and I went to that theme park.
Oh no, she left it behind. Look at that giant window! Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside! This is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying. Saying what? Ever since making detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. I'm sorry to hear that, Gumshoe.
Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams.
So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired.
Don't say that!
That's it for that. Wanna look at this again?
This was taken on that day 2 years ago.
The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. Then went along with Chief Gant to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? Okay, this is probably all of it. Look. Look at things. Look at this thing. I can't seem to examine it. Oh! What's this? What beautiful artistic talent Gant has. I wonder what this is. It looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here.
What is it? Did you find something?
I can't make it out. I'd better keep quiet about it for now. You can't? Huh? Oh, it's nothing.
Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright?
I'd better not forget about this picture. Okay. Inconspicuous. Both the picture and our reaction to it. Well, nothing else to talk about. Do we go back to Edgeworth? I'm going to guess we found everything. No, wait, we gotta talk to Gumshoe. Present him stuff to prove them's evidence pieces we found, correct? Look at this! Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember the three of us put that back together. Those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic.
Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case?
That's right. One of the shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one? That was in the safe?
Yes, this one. That was in the safe.
Now that you mention it, it is ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Assemble. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do.
Mr. Wright, here's some glue.
If I can piece this together again, I'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. Do I seriously need to put the single thing in there? Okay. Is this good? I did it! Yay! First try. There! It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this! What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others.
There's a reddish line on it.
A reddish line? That's blood.
I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe?
Evidence from the SL9 incident. Final fragment found in Chief Gant's safe. Blood traces.
Uh-huh. And the piece of cloth is, what can it be connected to, exactly? Can we dust it? Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what this is, so you want to take some fingerprints?
That's a great idea, Detective.
Alright, go to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints.
It's not your fingerprints we want to take.
Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Be back in some? Okay. I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh. Where's your sense of humor?
Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then, once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away.
What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. Shaka shaka! I'm entering! Why is there no dust? Hello? No, it's only under fingerprints. Okay. Okay, fine. I'm trying to move it. WASD doesn't work. I guess we're resorting to cursor keys. Oh yeah, and another thing that we should definitely do is spray with the spray all over the place. Since it is the place of murder... I know it's been cleaned meticulously, but what if they missed a spot? What then? Blow. I gave it my best shot.
That kind of result don't be any good for matching prints, will it?
But it doesn't look like we'll get a clear result from the print.
Okay, let's try a different finger then.
Okay, which one? Guys, which finger we want to try next? This one looks pretty, pretty bright, I suppose. Maybe this one? Maybe the middle thingy? That Chief Gant has been throwing us very, you know, subliminally this whole time. Will suck for him if that's gonna be the evidence against him. Blow. Damn it, missed a bit. More! This enough? Huh? No, that ain't Gant. But... is it? No. Is it Lana's? No. Is it Dama's? Compare. The suspense is killing me. Oh boy. No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here?
Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they?
Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match.
Oh, that's too bad. I thought that'd be Dark's prints.
Psst. Hey you! Over here! What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Thank you. Found in Chief Gant's office. Evidence for something, but what? Where's Emma Sky's prints?
Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. He's back, isn't he? No, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for this ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out the window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective. Harsh. Do you mean me, sir? Was it Missile? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Now get out. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way out too, then. Wait, you, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet.
Me, sir?
I'd like a word with you.
But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet.
You, with the spiky hair. You're free to go.
Mr. Wright!
Wow. Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant has hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things out over with the chief again. Later, pal! After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions. So she'll be busy for the rest of the day. Oh no. Oh no. Detention center visitors room. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can do to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really, I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Talk. Keeping quiet. I hope Gumshoe also has some gum baton to beat the crap out of the chief. Oh, I can only hope. I have to admit I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think you're afraid is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? The one I am supposedly so frightened of? What is the person's name? Well, he's right there, isn't he? Well, Miss Sky. Mr. Wright, you are addressing the Chief Prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a little bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes. Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Especially specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was... me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. If you intended to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified the evidence in that case. Well, is it the urn? Or is it this? It could be both, really. I just found this in the safe in the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come on, Mr. Wright, you can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife? That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand? Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then... she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't even want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Network's exhaust pipe. Right, then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma. I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. Bad feeling. The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator from the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at that time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean... Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as defense attorney and as an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. To be continued. Phew! Well, can the plot thicken any further? It's my next question. Well, ready to go back into the court? I sure as heck need to hydrate after all this tea. Need more tea to add to my tea. And don't mind if I do. February 25th, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if... something's been happening behind the scenes. Who's there? Oh, it's just Edgeworth. Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is, that is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True. Not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, Wright, and Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty. But she didn't do it! I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's even done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth. Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she found guilty, you lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, Wright? This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. February 25th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Let's go! Who's gonna be the first on the stand, I wonder? Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Oh, goody. Chief Gant just kind of teleports to the stage. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Aji. Been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Dramatic pause. Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Okay. There she is. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request, and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana!
Objection!
You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana... Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there is no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant...
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good boy and keep your mouth shut, Not this good boy. I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, hmm? Not everyone operates as you do. Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Damn. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecutor's request. That's okay with you? Right, Chief Gant? Worthy. You'll live to regret this, mark my words. Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. Well, looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Oof. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation.
My name is Emma. Emma Skye. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator.
2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct?
Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. It is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago. Really all that irrelevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. He sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Fucking better, it's been a very long case. 2 years ago. You learned jack shit from the past cases, Judge? I'm not sure what this judge is even doing here. I think he's just vibing, honestly. Edgy's getting sharper. Good. Lana, he thinks he's people! I'm not sure if I'm reading this in the correct voice, because, you know, I didn't really watch Archer or anything. Anyways, Emma's testimony.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. He's just a mallet operator. Yeah, that's about covers it.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day.
2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct?
Yes, she was second in command under the Deputy Chief of Police, Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Skye used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same office.
That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk. dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too.
The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day.
Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work.
Hey Kamaida, welcome to the stream. How are you holding up? Good to see you.
A man came running in and took me hostage.
A man?
Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer.
Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky and Gant's office.
There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Neil Marshall rescued me.
Sorry to interrupt you. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were two people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors award. Sure did. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assume that would also be why he was the first to run into Dark.
When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead.
And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. Was he still holding his award, I wonder? The murder weapon?
I don't clearly remember what happened then. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant.
Can you tell us about that?
Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lightning went out.
The lights, rather.
It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on, and lightning struck nearby.
So the electricity went out. Just like the tutorial case, almost. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again, outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then.
The detective?
Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Hear more? Why would we stop here? So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago.
Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial.
And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw.
Yes, but at the time the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
Is it the picture that we saw on the other side of the missing evidence? A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Ask about the picture. This picture the witness drew, I believe it had a very important meaning.
Objection!
But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. About that, witness, would you mind if we added the statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost.
Not anymore! You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right?
Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes.
That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died, yet I never received any picture. I want to receive it now? Perhaps this witness is mistaken.
But I did draw it, I swear! I'm not just imagining it.
This picture that Emma drew, that reminds me.
I guess I should check the evidence again. Well, anyway, let's continue. The scene that imprinted an image on your mind. Can you please describe it to us?
The man raised his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
That must have been a real shock.
Even now, when I close my eyes, I can still see just as clearly.
Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage.
When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside and the two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them.
Emma doesn't have any reason to lie, but Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can. Okay, so... second to last, was it?
I drew to picture that scene, but it seems to have been lost.
Not anymore, baby! I believe this is it, correct? Let's flip it around real quick. Yep. And here we thought Gant had artistic talent. I can't even pin that on him.
Objection!
Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet, you would insist on denying its existence. Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold! Art! This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over? Turn it... Ah! What's this? You wanna make it horizontal? Yes, what is that?
Hey, that's it! That's the picture I drew!
Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here.
Objection!
What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. Yes, we know that. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious that what happened 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? What? Order! Order! But, Miss Skye, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor. Or are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It is possible. Let's see. Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. Is that thing? The Blue Badger strikes again. That's that thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper.
Evidence list restored and updated in the court record. List of evidence in the SL9 incident. Half of this list was found in Gant's desk. Very well. Witness, will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
Uh-huh. Yes, sir. Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma? She seems to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Emma's picture. Edge work. Having a stroke. Well, yeah, understandably so too. Well, didn't he ever turn it around? I guess not. The blue badger. Also, just a reminder, guys, no spoilies in the chat, please. I know it might be tempting, but this is my first playthrough, so, you know, keep it on the low. No spoilies, no hints, unless explicitly asked for. That's it. That's the end of the PSA.
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder Prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Edgeworth is not convinced? Question mark?
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago.
Did you draw this picture right after the incident?
I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything.
During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later. The memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black?
The flash of lightning was so bright that all I could see were shadows.
So, at the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue?
No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor.
You were knocked to the floor?
Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed.
Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. Ads! Okay, we'll wait for the ads, and in the meantime, while the ads are rolling, I'm going to let the the pupper out of the room, so give me a sec. Those of you who haven't, hydration check, posture check, you know, all that stuff. Do it. Do them all. I am back. The odds are probably still in progress. No, done? Okay, here we go. What happened after the lightning flashed?
After that, I must have fainted.
You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place?
No, I'm sorry.
Objection!
The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here.
Anyway, this picture. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course, this is the exact scene.
It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives.
Objection!
insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. I better watch out, or he might find some way to cut my salary.
I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture?
Huh? Oh, well...
That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet... there's clearly a contradiction there, and I think I already see it.
This is a picture I drew 2 years ago.
Uh-huh. Well, I think I want to save, first and foremost, before I share my musings with you. We saved. Good, good. Let's go look at the picture. One more again. And also maybe read through this. They wouldn't let us. It's all coming together now. The blue badger was suspended from the ceiling and dropped on both Marshall and Dark. There we go, case closed. But yes, what I was thinking is this thing. It has a dull edge. So the fact that the blade was broken and left inside the victim is already kinda, you know, a bit sus. Where do we present this, though? Is the next question. Can you let me go, please? This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright I could see where nothing but shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture seems exactly what I saw in that instant. Or it is a vase? No, not the same shape. Do we push on this again? Sorry for asking you so many times. You sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this wasn't influenced by anyone. No. Are you insinuating somehow manipulated? No. Don't think any that influence. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. Contradiction, you say? That exact word, huh? Do you want to tie it to the award that was received? This one? Except, you know, something's missing. The halberd, that is. Well, we saved. So, yellow? The witness's statement is clearly faulty. I'm sorry, but I can't see nothing faulty. Okay, wrong one. Again, it's okay, we saved. We can mess around as much as we want. Maybe the knife?
Objection!
Your Honor, the statement contradicts itself. It does? No? Okay. Objection overruled. Whoops! That didn't go so well. Let's see what else we got in here. The badger? It's not the full picture, though. Let's flip through this again, shall we? Because this might be it, actually. Oh, or the autopsy report, actually. Stabbed in the back, died from punctured head and lung. Heart and lung, rather. The knife tip was in the wound. Could it be this? Single stab wound piercing, heart and lung. Died from blood loss in under 10 minutes. Weapon found in wound was missing tip. And this one already is missing tip before the stabbing.
Objection!
That's the right one. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report?
Do you really need me to point it out?
Take that!
The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
But, Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was the conclusive evidence of
Piece of evidence, my God,
that proved Joe Dark was the murderer.
I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
Objection!
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. Ah! What's the meaning of this?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
Objection!
Edgeworth, please! Not you too. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. This judge has negative influence on people around him. It's spreading. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right, but what does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken.
Objection!
That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure that she remembers correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Objection!
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already about a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Nah! Order, order, order! Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in the story there is a lie.
I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife.
If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Well, what are the chances of there being murder of the same person in two different spots at the very same time in two different places? Judge! The broken knives don't seem to be that far-fetched now, huh? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been another one? There is another one. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error.
Mr. Wright,
In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Well, now that we are almost halfway through the health bar, we gotta save. In case I give him the wrong thing, but because there are a couple of options there. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Well, this one is missing the halberd. And here's the picture of the complete one with the broken edge. So maybe we'll present the picture? Because he just literally came out of the thing. The ceremony. Could have also been the vase. The answer lies in the past, 2 years in the past. Right here, inside this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony. This is a picture of a award ceremony. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award prosecutor Marshall is holding. Yep.
that's a broken knife.
A halberd technically, actually. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Order! 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 Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
Objection!
But that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because of the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murder and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Oh. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Emma?
Wait, I remember now. I remember everything.
Witness?
Mr. Edgeworth,
What is it?
could you show me your evidence list again, please?
His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back? The real murderer!
I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it.
What? You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
The music is not helping. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Skye?
Yes, Your Honor.
First the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger. This should be interesting. More! Let's go, Emma.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
Interesting. This is certainly most unusual.
Objection!
Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. Emma, you know what that means? You know what that means? You can suit for copyright. Hmm? She's the original designer of Blue Badger, y'all. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now begin.
Stop. Please, don't pursue this any further.
Lana, what's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that?
Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Kiss off, Lana. This is a quack court.
When I saw the man raise his knife...
Sorry, I'm gonna let you finish, but... When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark.
Yes, at least I think it was him.
You think. Yes, that kind of quack court.
All I could recall, really see, were shadows.
The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office report. So then you...
I panicked and rushed towards both of them.
Why would you do something so dangerous?
What else could I have done? He was about to stop Mr. Marshall.
She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. But as we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that Dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've gotta help that other person. I think I knocked away the man with the knife.
What do you mean you think?
It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur.
Miss Sky was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. So much happening in a matter of seconds. A little disorientation is only natural.
I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife.
What you did was very brave, young girl. So, then what happened next?
Just when there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the Blue Badger!
Are you sure about this?
Of course! See? I even drew a picture of him! There!
But it was the chief of detectives who thought up this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The Blue Badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite very verifiable. There we go.
I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remembered!
Oh, brother, just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where is the room? Where in the room did you see him dancing?
He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all?
That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns.
Objection!
This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
Objection!
That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did.
Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation. If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger really? Is it the vase? It's kind of vaguely badgery shaped, I guess, with the handles and what have you. I just might know. The blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yes, she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright!
In this room. Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that witness saw in that instant? Please show us the mysterious blue badger. Look-alike.
Look at this photograph.
No, not the photograph. We have the actual thing. Sorry. It might be this?
Take that.
The mysterious blue badger was in fact this!
But that's, what exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like blue badger.
Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar.
However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
I've got to show them the correct angle to look at things.
So, we'll flip it. Is this it? I mean, it's very difficult to turn it, by the way, with the mouse. And these abysmal controls, by the way, to rotate. H, N, B, M, Q, R. I mean, this could also be it, technically. Surely not upside down, then the top bit is too high. In it. I don't know, I guess we can try. Center it. Center it. As much as I humanly can, anyways. Maybe even like this? This is close, right? How's this? This isn't right. I've got to make it look more like the badger. Listen, I tried.
Allow me to remind the defense in its case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew, he cannot accept this claim.
I've got to find the right angle. Maybe I should rotate it vertically a bit more, or horizontally?
Come on, Mr. Wright, you can do it!
I've got to show them the correct angle, god damn it! I mean, what was wrong with it? If I put it the way I showed it to them, that's pretty much it. Right? This is killing me. Can I reset it? It's off center now. What the foreshortening? This is it, right? How exactly do you want me to rotate it? At least they're not docking as health, right? Oh, the perspective of it all. But it should be upside down, right? Can't be the other way around. What if I just presented it like straight up? But flipped. Eat it. No? Well, screw you too.
But I showed it to them squished and they were like, nah.
Ugh. Well, this is where we're gonna be stuck the most, isn't it? For this evening. My god. This rotation is killing me! Like, literally. This is it. This is how I showed it last time, and they were like, That ain't it. But this clearly is it, though. Again. But, okay! This is better, I guess. Well, is this a miracle or what? Quite frankly, yes, considering the first time it didn't count. Though it was exactly almost to a T. The same angle. No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the blue badger. No. It can't be! Order! Order! The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed. Very well then, please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness? What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? The location? The murderer? I mean, the location, probably? It was... I mean, it was in the evidence room for once. And the fact that piece of it was in Gant's safe. Right? Has to be the location. Right? I don't bloody know. I'm going to save this. This might take some doing, perhaps. Let's try. I mean, yes, there was also blood on it. Let's go down the list, I suppose. Allow me to take these in turn. Oh, okay. We get to talk about all of them, apparently. It's not the like, choose the correct answer. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of this jar is shown in the picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant.
Objection!
But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself.
Objection!
Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office.
Objection!
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through this trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. And the reason is you!
Do you know what the reason was, Mr. Wright?
I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying?
That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous-looking sword.
Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the trophy of prosecutor's trophy. Yep. Anyways. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking... Yes, there is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
Another possibility?
Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless... I don't know if I can go through with this.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually prosecutor Neil Marshall, Am I ready for jail time?
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No!
Yeah. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented.
What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances... You dark murder prosecutor Marshall! How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't.
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. Wait! This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Oh, Maya! How's the trading going over there? It's a shame, Miss Skye. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. This shit again! Was it scribbled in his blood on the other end of the receipt for the suit of armor that was recently bought? Incidentally. In one matter or another. That's impossible! Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left for you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? I've got to think back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind is that the evidence doesn't exist. I mean, here's a message that he left. For starters. A definite message. Wait, that's the other message from the other dead dude. Sorry. Let's look at things a little bit more. Well, there's this. There's this. Can we just do spin around a little bit or something? Clear handprint can be seen on the leather cloth. Friend belongs to Emma. I think it's been... I'll keep this information to myself. Well, from that night, this is the other evidence that we have, at the very least. There's autopsy report. Some co-workers. Nah. Nothing in this. Could it be the handprint thing? Or could it be the vase? Because there's like a... There's kind of a little bit of a smeary here, isn't there? Save again? I think we gotta save again. Because I'm not 100% sure. Save again! It's in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright! Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister is a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Skye. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. I guess it might be this. This is the message left by the deceased. This is that blue badger from before, right? Ah, is he going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgetting this is just a jar. A message was left here, on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. It looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes, there is a line. Yes, there is a line here, drawn in blood. So, what you're saying is these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points. And the victim's message will become apparent. Or we can just use the spray, you know?
No.
Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us?
Your Honor, I believe the bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. I've got to connect these dots to make letters.
Oh, we're playing connect dots now.
There's only one thing the victim would have written, given the circumstances. His murderer's name. Now, which bone connects to which bone? Again?
No. Oh?
I have no idea what is going on.
Oh? No. Oh? No. No. Undo. BS. Undo.
This is connected to... Here?
Nope. Like it lights up here, but nowhere else.
But then it doesn't stick to it for some reason. Can I...
It connects to this point. Exactly.
By the way.
This looks like nothing so far. I'll tell you what.
Are we making a portrait of Blue Badger again? I wonder.
Ah, yes.
Yes, quite.
This is the name of the murderer, by the way. In case you couldn't. It's beautiful. It's art. What do you guys think? There we go. Case solved.
Okay. For real now.
Is this even supposed to be English, all things considered? If anybody won't spoiled. I don't think you're spelling the person's name correctly. No. Unless it's some dead language lost to time. It was Gumshoe, yes. I mean, surely not. Sorry, Emma. We're going to incriminate you one more time. Good thing she's passed out already, so she's not going to see it. RIP. Do we need to connect this, or this is enough? This is understandable. I hope the judge knows how to read. What do we think? Are we satisfied? Present. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's all I've been thinking about, is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. Dun dun. Seaworthy, can't say I didn't warn you. Chief Gant, do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in that case, were you not? Ah. Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
Objection!
But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice? What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecution in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? Everyone's talking too fast. How can he just stand there like this? Order, 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 order! The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. To be continued. Well then. I guess that's gonna be it for tonight. I think the next time it should be the end of it, at the very long last, is it's a 4-day trial. But yes. I guess that's where we're going to leave off rather for the night. February 25th, 12:06. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Sorry, Edgeworth, but we're calling it here. Yes! What are we thinking so far? About this damn kangaroo court? Are you playing the whole trilogy? As I've mentioned earlier, yes, but not like instantly one after another. After we're done with the original Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, we're going to take a break, play something else, and then eventually return to the sequel. That's how we usually tackle the series at the very least, of any other kind. But yes, like I already said many times, this is gonna be it for tonight. We are hopefully going to wrap this up on Thursday. Oh my god, that's one long case. So yeah, hope everyone is excited and are on the edges of your seats. Because my god, this trial is crazy. I tell you what. And yeah, hope everybody stays nice and healthy and safe and all that stuff. Take care of yourselves and hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now. Oh, come ahead. I didn't and I'm not intending to. Sorry. that one's not for me. I've seen some of it, and yeah, I'm not really gelling with it. Anyways, yeah. Take care, everyone, and till next time. Bye-bye!